All right, Blues, I'm here with Stu Brennan from the MEN outside a very sunny MCG. We're going to be talking about tomorrow's big game against Real Madrid. Stu, 100,000 people to see Man City in Australia. How weird is it?
Yeah, it's strange. It's strange. It's an incredible place, cathedral of Aussie sport, I think they call it. And you look at the list of people who've performed here down the years, it's just staggering. You know, the 1956 Olympics and, you know, the great cricketers, Don Bradman and all these people, and some great footballers, rugby players. I'm a bit narked though that the attendance record apparently is held by Billy Graham, the old preacher. So it'd be nice if City and Real Madrid could have beaten that one, but unfortunately I don't think they will.
So we've seen City play, obviously, in Brisbane. We've seen them play against Roma, and the side's changed every time. What sort of team can we expect tomorrow?
I think they'll put a strong team out to begin with. You know, you can't really shortchange fans who are paying top dollar. You know, and whenever you play Real Madrid, it's a prestigious game. So I think we'll see all the stars in from the start. But I don't know though, because I mean, what's really enthused me about this tour is the way some of the young lads have performed. You know, and I think people have really enjoyed seeing them and seeing the way that they're blossoming. You know, we saw that the other night, certainly against Roma. It was fantastic to see the kids slotting in alongside the likes of David Silva and these senior players. So that's a facet of the tour that you know that has really been strong, I think.
Talking about the kids, people were saying last season when Iheanacho broke onto the scene in that tour of America that maybe he was going to come through. Is this the season where we start seeing 3 or 4 come into the first team side?
Well, I hope so. I mean, we spoke to him the other night, and he said he's been given no assurances about first team, but he's got a chance. He said he doesn't want to go out on loan. He wants to stay and fight for his place. And obviously, with Dzeko and Jovetic probably leaving, you know, there's spaces there that they don't necessarily have to fill by spending money. You know, the kid looks almost there to me. He's physically was always a problem when you're 18, but he doesn't look like he's struggling physically, and he's got all the attributes. You know, he's got confidence, he's got touch. You know, he scores goals, he creates goals. It'd be great to see him. You know, it'd be great to see him make the breakthrough. Jason Denaya's pretty much there. You know, we know he signed a 5-year contract, so they must be they're looking at moving him into the first team. And Ronnie Lopez came on in the second half the other night and just looked the business. You know, he looked superb. I think he then started trying a bit too hard after that, but you know, just for 15-20 minutes, he looked like a first team player. So yeah, I mean, those are the ones. There's some other younger lads there who aren't quite ready this season, but are still looking fantastic.
It seems that Pellegrini's got his favourites then with the kids, but one that I think might have surprised a lot of people is Manu Garcia, who was impressed a lot for the EDS, but he's just slotted straight in. He's 17.
Unbelievable. The first time I saw him, I went to the Youth League game in Roma last season, and he was only 16 at the time, and they took him along, I think partly for the experience. He was sitting on the bench, and he came off the bench. I think it was 2-0 to City at that time. He came off the bench, and you just thought, wow, you know, he had touch, he had vision, he set up the last 2 goals brilliantly, and you know, he looked like Silva. I thought, here is another Silva. He just got the balance, the poise, the touch, everything. You know, he looked, and everyone you speak to at City said he's got his head screwed on. He's got great attitude. You know, he's got work ethic, and he doesn't think he's anywhere near made it. You know, and he came on and he played alongside David Silva the other night. You couldn't tell the two apart. Yeah. You know, they just look like mirror images of each other. I mean, I've always thought that, you know, perhaps he'll be the man to replace Silva when Silva gets a bit older and moves on. But now I'm starting to think he'll play alongside him if he keeps the same upward curve, you know, in his progress. Brilliant, great kid, great prospect.
A couple of the bigger names that have really stood out. One is Samir Nasri. There was talk of him leaving City. How do you think he's come on this pre-season?
Well, it remains to be seen. I mean, the thing with Samir is his consistency, isn't it? You know, the title season 2 years ago, he was fantastic. I thought he did really, really well. And then for whatever reason, he just seemed to let it go last season. And I didn't think he was that bad last season. You know, everyone says he had this nightmare season. I thought in patches he played really well, but you know, consistently he wasn't good enough. I hope he does, because he's one of those players that you want to pay money to see. You know, when he's on form, he's brilliant to watch. And if he can get a better consistency, he's a major player. I'm just hoping that, you know, with 1 or 2 new players coming in, especially with Sterling, you know, his chances of getting the first team are a bit more restricted. So it's a challenge for him, and I just hope he rises to that challenge.
What do you think about Sterling's debut? 140 seconds, didn't take long, did it?
No, it didn't, and he managed to fall over and give everyone a laugh before it, and then should have had a penalty, absolutely tied on penalty. But yeah, it was a great start. It's nice for that because he's had a difficult time, and then he's back to playing football and stick someone in the back of the net. Especially when people have been saying, "Oh, he can't score. He's not a finisher," and all this kind of thing. He finished that one well enough, so it'll give him a bit of confidence, and hopefully he'll take that into the season.
Do you think we'll see any of Delph tomorrow?
I'm not sure exactly where he's at in his training. He may be on the bench at the most. I don't think he'll start because, of course, he didn't go out with Villa to Portugal on their pre-season because his wife was about to give birth. So he's probably a little bit behind. I think that's a decision that he'll probably be taking in the next day or two, before the game. But I wouldn't have thought so.
Right. So quick score prediction. I think I'm going to go for a dull 1-1.
All right. In that case, I'll go for a 4-4. And that City win it on penalties.
If Stu's wrong, give it him on Twitter. But pleasure to be joined by Stu from the MEN, and we hope to see as many as we can tomorrow.
This is Ricky the Hitman Hatton. Subscribe to Blue Moon Rising TV for knockout time.